Football Fans exclusive podcast once more. I'm here with Anil and Bruce.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be a very good show tonight. Bruce, Anil, what's up?
Blessings,
What's up, man?
blessings.
All right. So this week, I must say, because I can't. If I say weekend, then it's just me. So I have to say week. So everybody's in it. Right? So, number one. Number one, I must say I won't bet $10 on Mendy. I said it before and I'm saying it again at this point since AFCON. So let me get myself out of the way and say I would not bet $10 on Edouard Mendy right now. Very, 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 very inconsistent. Right? So before you guys start to banter me, I can tell you, right? I won't bet $10 on Edouard Mendy. Right? Yeah, I'm getting it out early. But before we go any further, we're gonna Anil give us an inspirational minute, right? We have to keep it faith-based, yeah.
Yeah, man. So quick quote by Dale Carnegie, famous author and lecturer. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. So we saw some very dramatic scenes at the Bernabeu this week. 3 goals in 6 minutes. At the 89th minute, I'm pretty sure, a large percentage of fans left the stadium thinking that it was over. City claimed that victory, but the players on the field did not give up. So if you relate that to life and you relate that to your journey, whether your personal journey, spiritual journey, no matter what your situation or circumstances may be, just keep pushing, never give up, and then you'll get the result in the end.
Yeah, very much so. Rodrigo with the double in the 90th, breaking Bruce's heart. Bruce.
Yeah.
I want you to be honest right now. We are going into a new week. That means we just passed the 7th day of the week. That is your Sabbath. So I don't expect that you would want to lie this quickly. Right? So I don't expect that you would want to lie this quickly. How did you feel when Rodrigo scored the second goal? The first one maybe wasn't that bad, but the second.
When the second goal went in, I said it's over. I mean, there's no way you're gonna recover from that. It's like it reminds me when.
No, I'm not talking about what you figured out. That's what you figured.
No.
What was the reaction? What was the reaction with your side? When you saw look, this really just scored. What was the reaction?
Like, for a moment, I stopped watching. I said it's over. Literally, yo, this is over. So once equalized, it's like, what is this? It's one second goal going mentally. It's hard to recover from that. I don't see them recovering from when the equalizer went in at that point in time. It's hard to recover. It reminds me when Man U versus, I think, Bayern Munich, when Man U scored, it was 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Man U versus Munich, I'm Champions League finals, but when I think you're too young anyway, man. When they bring on
1999.
Sure, man. Yeah?
99.
Sure, no. 99.
Oh,
The reason why Solskjaer was given the job. Treble.
Yeah, no, those 2 goals, I mean, remind me of that moment. But I mean, we're very disappointed. I can't say enough. Disappointed.
No, so we've been friends for a while. I'm gonna give Anil a chance to say something. We've been friends for a while, so I'm certain, and I don't want it to lie. This may be your reaction. Like the second goal going, Bruce is like, enough of this. Enough of this. Right. So Anil, what do you think? What do you think, Anil? What do you think?
This is why football is a beautiful game. Moments like these, 15, 20 years down the line, you're still going to be talking about it, still going to be remembering it.
Yeah.
Imprinted
and it's interesting that this great moment came against arguably the team that was most expected to win the Champions League. Like Man City was a team. Everybody expects Man City to win.
No, I wouldn't say that. I don't think the odds was that stuck against I don't think as when if you check as when the season started, as between Bayern Munich and City,
No.
would not be that far. Liverpool would be far.
No,
off.
the
So it was an
group,
overwhelming
the
favorite.
consensus. They took a poll when the round of 16 started. Manchester City was 28%, clear of everybody else.
No,
I'm telling you,
28%
Ajax was second. Ajax was second. Ajax was
oh.
second. Madrid
Ajax-
was sixth. Yes,
Ajax
Madrid
was
was
second?
sixth.
Yeah,
Ajax
but
was second?
Yes, Ajax was on
No,
fire.
Ajax was
No,
on
man,
fire.
Ajax was on fire.
It's a garbage pool.
Ajax was on fire.
It's a garbage pool.
No,
Why not?
Ajax was on fire,
No,
Bruce.
Ajax was on fire.
fire.
But
Hala equal
Andy,
Ronaldo's record. Ajax was on fire.
they were on fire in the group stage. But when you look at the team, they weren't really the favourites to win.
No, but Liverpool didn't qualify so well. Madrid didn't qualify so well, and their group wasn't that all that. So
Yeah, but
it was.
Madrid.
Nobody saw it as surprising when
So when
this
Bayern
poll
Munich
came out.
Hold on,
Maybe
hold on.
only Ajax.
Hold on. When Bayern Munich got knocked out, wasn't that surprising?
No, that was
No,
the
No,
same.
I'm not. No, we're talking about the round of 16.
so Bayern-
Bayern Munich got knocked out. Because we know
So
big
Bayern
clubs.
Munich-
Big
Bayern
clubs. I'm
Munich-
talking
Bayern
about
Munich was
the
the
poll.
But no, Bayern was the favourite. One of the favourites to win
No.
the title this year.
No.
I'd say it's those two clubs, Bayern and City, were the two
And Liverpool the third. And
I wouldn't
then-
give
and
Bayern though.
in the mix.
Because of the coach,
Liverpool
I
in
wouldn't
mix.
say
Come
Bayern.
on.
I
Come on.
wouldn't
Of
say
course.
Bayern because of the coach.
Joking, man.
Nagelsmann doesn't have an experience winning titles. So I wouldn't say they were a favorite because of the coach.
Liverpool
And then looking at Manchester City's squad, nobody expects
All right,
that.
Chris. Liverpool, when was the first time winner, a first time club winning Champions League? Was the last time that way?
First time club. Wait, what? Who's the first time?
Like winning Champions League for the first time. When was the last time happened?
2012.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
So it's hard for you to get up and say, to me, that cup that is win traditionally by the team who win it all the time. Traditionally speaking.
No, bro, but it's a DNA thing. Yes, we get that.
So,
But
to say they were everyone's favorite,
you got to the final last year, right? This year, right? Arguably Madrid isn't at their strongest, right? I tell you, and I said it before, if I got there, I would have beat City too. Because City's a child in this league. Right? I told him he can't say I didn't tell him. If I got there, and I should have got there because I should have beat Madrid, but they took back one of the goals.
With Mendy in the goal? You'd beat City with Mendy in the goal.
That is a very powerful statement. With Mendy in the goal. That's a very powerful statement.
I don't think, I'm saying this. Teams who win the cup, and because City lost, and they said the best team will win the cup each year. Not necessarily the best team. You will say Madrid is the best. Madrid may beat Liverpool, but it's much a better team than Liverpool right now, but they can win the finals. You know what I'm saying? You will say they were a better team than Madrid, a better team than
Look,
Liverpool.
I think Madrid have the personalities.
Madrid
I
have
think
gotten here.
those games are won by personalities. Right? Benzema is a big
but
personality.
even pair Benzema right now. When they won, the only team in history of Champions League to win it 3 times in a row, to win it back to back. No one can win it back to back, but Madrid, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at a team that won it back to back, we could say that Asian squad they're struggling to win the league because the league it take more than us a run to win
It
the
was
league.
the Asian squad at that time. No, it is, but like that time.
But that time, but in that time, that period, they weren't dominating the league because it take more than a cup run to win it. But they won 3 titles in a row and they weren't dominating the league. But I thought they were winning cup games in Spain. So it's a team that when it comes to those games, I mean they just never that attitude. Because PSG should have lost against PSG. Chelsea came back and probably could have won the game. They
Rodrigo again.
Rodrigo.
So, I mean,
After
the and come this weekend, matter of fact, the same team was punked, embarrassed. Can you imagine you don't see Liverpool or City getting full love these days from anybody in a league match?
Yeah.
Who that?
You really see that? Say again?
Who get 4-0?
Madrid.
Barca gets 4 if Barca beat them like carpet. But I'm not saying Chris. I'm not saying
Everybody has a half day. Look at what happened to Manchester United. Everybody has a half day. Everybody has a half day. Look at what happened to Manchester United.
But
Is it off day or off season?
What we call that? That has to be a half day. That cannot be a regular day. If that's a regular day, then we're in trouble. That's a half day. It can't be a regular day, right? But all right. So Anil, unpopular opinion maybe, but Benzema for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Who else? Let's explore the who else. Who else?
If he wins
Nobody
the
on
Champions
City.
League, win the Champions League, and France makes
Even if
it
he
to the
doesn't,
knockout.
even if he doesn't, let's say loses. Who else?
France makes it to the knockout in the World Cup, and he
No,
has
remove
4 or
France.
5
I'm just
goals.
talking about his performance right now.
Yeah,
Because
but
Messi has won it. Messi has won it a lot without Argentina making it anywhere.
In a World Cup year, though, usually they push towards
that's true.
The performance in the World Cup.
Who won the Ballon d'Or in 2018?
Madrid.
Look at Madrid.
Yeah. Who won the Ballon d'Or in 2014?
I think Messi.
Yeah, but Messi went to the final.
But they went to the final of the World Cup.
So I'm saying. So all right. So let's say right now, right? Benzema gets knocked out, right? Based on performance only. So what he's doing right now, you don't think he deserves it? Salah hasn't been particularly great in the Champions.
Fine, but overall stats for the season is good.
No, his stats is good, but he has been particularly great in the Champions.
So what if Salah go in and score in the final of the Champions League? City somehow collapse. City somehow collapse and win the Premier and they win the Premier League. Somehow.
Look, if City collapse, that would
be the Premier League. And they win the Premier League. So they complete the quadruple. Benzema only win the. Matter of fact, Benzema don't have more goal right now than Lewandowski. I mean, if I want
Benzema has 40 goals in 43 games.
43 from 43.
43 from 43. So it's a goal a game right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, 44 because he played today and lost.
Yeah. So he's really on hot fire, bros. And the agent squad, Benzema is like the guy.
Chris, Lewandowski has 49 and 45.
Okay. Lewandowski's out of this. Lewandowski's out of this. He got knocked out. By Villa. No. Lewandowski got knocked out by Villarreal.
Fine, you know semi-finals. But the thing is, Chris, you got knocked out, right? But still, you can say consistently, the past 2-3 years, he's the best striker in the world the past 2 years.
Benzema is also up there.
He should have got last year.
Last year?
He should have got
last year.
No, last year was his year, but Benzema is still up there.
Last year, we never received it. Remember, he was injured for semi-finals. Never played semi-finals. You say he had been scoring the same amount of goals. He had been scoring the same amount of goals last year and this year. So Benzema have joined. Has scored, but has scored more than this year. Technically, he's still a leading scorer in Europe.
What we see with Benzema, right, is even and more so because Benzema seems to be a very huge team player. Because when Ronaldo was there, the potential was always there, but he just didn't have to do as much. When Bale is there, he just doesn't have to do as much, but he does his part. So I'm saying is right now, Madrid need him to step up, and he steps up every time. If you look at it, you see him pop up from nowhere. He does some things out of nowhere. Sadly, he did it against Chelsea. He did it against PSG. Right? And he has been the catalyst for a Madrid squad, a Madrid team that should have been knocked out a long time ago. It just, if you remove Benzema, Madrid is out completely. If you remove him out of the equation, they're out. They don't perform well without him. Right? He's the main man right now. He's picked up the big Ronaldo boots, he's wore them and they fit him. Right? I don't think Salah, I don't think Liverpool, Van Dijk, none of them have covered themselves in glory right now. Because, Liverpool look like a strainer against Villarreal. Right? No, I'm not saying no, but I'm saying compared to Benzema, they're not covering themselves in glory.
But the World Cup here, and the World Cup carry a bigger career than each other.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you were going to give the Ballon d'Or right now.
Right now. Yeah.
No.
Not DeBruyne.
No, not DeBruyne. No.
Because remember, you know, that's where. So it brings me, you know, the defeat it must have hurt, that defeat. I know you are very sentimentally attached to Manchester City, right? So, Anil, let me not ask Bruce. Let me ask Anil first, and then, because I know what you are going to say, but I want to. How was De Bruyne's performance in the loss?
So a lot of people were critical of him, but I feel like he played well for the short period of time that he played.
He played 72 minutes. That's not a short
72,
period of time.
72 out of 120. I
No,
mean,
but he should have won. No, it's 90 minutes. 90 minutes of the game, boss. 90 minutes.
that
90
one
minutes.
went the
Do
whole way.
not.
That one went the whole way.
No,
No,
we
but
did not.
so
Nobody knew this. Nobody
yeah,
knew
yeah,
this. Remember, at that point, they were leading, I think.
yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
they were winning.
No. They were winning.
They were winning.
They weren't winning. No.
Bruce, you were leading
On
an
aggregate?
aggregate.
Yes, fine, but
Yeah.
they were leading the
Come on.
match. The match.
No, it's not the man. Don't get overheated, sir. Calm down. Calm down. All right.
Just carry it.
So he didn't.
yes.
All right.
Mhm.
He didn't put on any spectacular De Bruyne performance, but I think that the mentality that they went into that game was to control the game and not concede and finish out the 90 minutes. They created a lot of chances that they didn't score. Some were great saves by Courtois, some were missed opportunities.
Four
But
misses.
from De Bruyne's
Courtois was
standpoint,
good.
he played a decent game. I wouldn't say he was missing. I mean,
De
he was
Bruyne
missing
as to De
when he
Bruyne's
was
high
on the bench.
standards. As to De Bruyne's high standards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he created opportunities.
I'm saying, but it would seem, you know, because what I remember is last year in the final, De Bruyne, you know, fell into Conte's pocket and then we didn't find him again, right? And then it would seem, you know, that he couldn't step up in the right moment. Like again for this team now, he can't, because like today, I'm sure, you know, today he had a ball against Newcastle because that's a small team, right? So the question now is, right, Bruce, is De Bruyne a big games player? Can you depend on De Bruyne in the
Yes, he is. So obviously, I would say he had a better first leg. The first leg, that should have been over. I mean, not De Bruyne's fault, but it's a team sport. Hey, when City were leading, I think 1-0 or 2-0, Pep was kicking on the whole place and missing the chance. Like, you know, like Edson Army. Missing the goal, miss. They play the park. They played 4-3 last for pretty much in the first leg. Seemed as if the boy a win for them. And De Bruyne was brilliant in the first leg. Brilliant. Matter of fact, he says a big game. He scored the first goal. Second game, he picked up a knock somewhere along the line. You know, played again the weekend. The game before that or the weekend. I wouldn't say it was his best game, the second leg. But he was playing okay. Obviously, he wasn't himself. And so Pep took him off. Nothing took him off, and the game still in the balance. If 100%. So obviously, I mean, big games are played this season, not only in the Champions League, but in the Premier League as well. They have been scoring. Matter of fact, they have been scoring in the Champions League again. Atletico Madrid, the one goal that carries it through. De Bruyne scored one goal. The one love, he scored one goal. Yeah. Against Liverpool this season, he had been brilliant. You know, scored against them. I think on both occasions scored against them. Scored against Chelsea too, to win against Chelsea. So to say that boy because yes, I mean, if I got injured again, it's like saying guys, I'm not lucky.
Like, is it a mental thing though?
No, you can't look at man his face as a mental thing.
On the big day. On the big day. Why always on the big day though?
So hold on. It's just as a matter of fact when Salah went to the final in the first year against Singer and the man put his arms out.
Yeah, but if you come off one big game, that's fine. But in two,
you're unlucky. It's a matter of being lucky. Madrid have been lucky. City have been unlucky. It's a matter of that. I mean, I wouldn't meet up and say, boy, he's a big player. Game against Chelsea this season, against Liverpool this season were big games. Big, massive game in the title run. And if they had lost those games, it'd be a different situation right now in the league. And those games, he stepped up and carried the team to the title. I mean, they're not winning the title yet, but I mean, he stepped up. So
you in your mind the title is wrapped up, right? In your mind, the title is wrapped up, bold and everything.
No.
Yeah, man, in your mind, I see it. You know, I see it in your eyes. You know, you, because this is if you lose that title, you would have to retire from the show for probably a month, because that would mean Pep Guardiola would have not won a title for the year with a $950 million squad. Not good. Not good.
But I mean, it's not the same at this point in time. It's not the same. But you can, they don't win the same though.
Right. Right now, I want City to win. I'm not a Pep fan, but I want City to win. I don't want Liverpool having any quadruple. The Liverpool fans are getting out of hand.
Yeah, they're getting too.
They're going crazy right now. And I can't depend on Mendy to clip them in the FA Cup. If we was check, I would be comfortable. But Mendy is like a bag of gold.
Kepa and the bench, 75 million on the bench.
If only the coach would listen to me. If only the coach would listen to me. Right?
But
if only the coach would listen to me.
He's not the cup keeper.
Right? Eh? If he starts the last time, Kepa started against Liverpool, you know, the ball went right through his feet. Was unbelievable. We had to bench him a whole other year after that for him to find back his mental state. So, yeah. All right. But on the topic of DeBruyne, though, Bruce, right? Is this DeBruyne's best season?
No, it's not the best season. No.
Is he declining?
No, he's not declining, but he has. But if you want to answer the question, he's the best in the world. But is he declining? I said no.
Why is he the best in the world?
Consistency over the past. You look at a player, for example, I've been consistent over the past 6 years, 5 to 6 years. A player being top. So let me help you.
Best midfielder or best in the world?
Best midfielder in the world. Not the best player in the world, but best midfielder in the world. That's what it does. I think the Premier League, for me, is the best league, toughest league in the world. And that's why the English teams have been performing better in Europe in the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Because the group of 4, sometimes 6 more competitive teams in the league. So let me give you right now. Figures in the last 6 years. That's okay. Can you start in the last 6 years? It's last 6 years. Okay? All right. 07. I took a friend.
17.
2017. See? 36 games in the league. 6 goals, 18 assists. That's 24 goal contribution in 36 games. Following season, 2018, 37 games, 8 goals, 16 assists, 24 again. 2019, he was injured, only played 19 games, had 4 goals, 2 goals, 2 assists. Didn't play much. In the following season, 2020.
Hold on, you say he didn't play much in 2019? He had 19 games.
Total of 10,000 minutes, I come about 9 games, work out to be 9 games.
So 11 starts that year.
Yeah, 11 starts that year. Following season 2000, 35 games. Best season. 2020.
That would be his best season.
Best season, 13. Okay, 13 goals, 20 assists, that's 33. So he gave almost 33 who come in 35 games. The following season, 25 games, 6 goals, 12 assists, that's 18 in 25 games. And this is so far, he gone 11 goals and 7 assists, 18 in 25 to 27 games. So you say consistently giving you 18.
But that's not consistency. You only have 6 assists right now. That's not consistency.
But 11 goals, that's a good contribution. Yeah, 7 assists.
Look, DeBruyne has less assists than Jesus Mahrez.
Chris. Yes, 7 assists and 11 goals. 18 goal contribution.
But you're saying, so is it that you're saying no? Because I think DeBruyne is a great player. Let me start there, right? But I think there is some demystification of what DeBruyne is, right? That needs to happen. He's a super player, but sometimes he does okay things, and people just run with it. Let's say, removing the fact that DeBruyne is a great passer, right? 11 goals and 6 assists would be would be great for a striker. But 6 assists for a midfielder playing on a team with Mahrez, Grealish, all of these guys. It's not good for you to say he's the best in the world. Fair enough.
I know you asked a lot of judges that way play.
Is it fair enough? And him 6 assists.
So, compare to Salah this season.
Yeah.
I mean, Salah has 35 goal contributions.
So
goals and assists.
So Salah.
Exactly.
No.
But then De Bruyne is the best in the world.
I said De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the world. What he does.
All right. So let me ask you the question.
So what? Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Which midfielder is second and third?
Right now, I mean,
yes.
Right now, I don't. To somebody close to him, probably have to go to buy Lucha Madrid
So,
and those guys. Close, but go ahead, Madrid.
If you're doing goal contributions, which midfielder right now?
One more.
Who have more? Look, let me read out the list. You got Salah is number 1, then Son 27, Kane 21, Ronaldo 21, Jared Bowen 20 goal contributions, Mason Mount 19.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Let us not go to Mount. Let's go. Gerard Bowen. Because I know you're going to try. I know you're going to try. I know you have no nose for Bowen.
Hold on. Here, wait. Question.
Jared Bowen, Bruce. Jared Bowen.
Hold on. Before Jared Bowen. Who is it? All right. You mean Sang, right? Played 32 games, 20 goals, 8 assists. 20 goals coming out of the season. See? Kane played 34 games, 13 goals, 8 assists. Which one is a better player?
This season?
Alright, so if you said this season, you say you mean Sang having a better season. Is that better player than Sang? Than Kane? No.
He's a better player right now.
No. He has a better season on him. So we look at the best in the world on him. You know what I'm saying? And so I give De Bruyne performance consistent in the past 6 years. Why I say he's the best in the world?
So hold on. So Son hasn't been performing consistently.
Hold on, but Chris.
Kane hasn't been performing consistently.
Hold on, Chris. If you say come back to Kane and Sang. Kane having a superb season. If you watch the football game, we know, for example, the game on the weekend, Sang scored the goal. Kane never get an assist. Never assist in a match. But we know that watching the football game, that Kane was the creator of that goal.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about statistics. We have nothing else to use to. What can we use to quantify these players?
Excuse. I'm not saying, Chris. We know that, but statistically, though, Kane is way better than Sang statistically over Spurs. So I'm saying, if you look at that season, yeah, I have a better season. More, they say, okay, but I have a better Premier League season than.
So De Bruyne is not the best in the world right now, then.
But De Bruyne, as the best,
he's not in the best in the world right now. Right now.
Right now, he's the best in the world.
He's not the best then. No, but it's not the best statistically.
Listen, you find players who may have a better season.
Then,
but you know who's
then
better.
I don't understand your statement. Right now means this season. He's not the best this season then.
He's the best in the world, Chris. He's the best in the world. Yeah?
Overall. Is that Messi is the best in the world? Is Messi the best in the world?
Fine, if you want to say that. But not no. Messi past 2 seasons probably not no.
So I'm saying right now, De Bruyne is not the best in the world. Is that what you are saying?
If you want stats, if you want stats,
nothing is working.
No. Listen. If you want to say,
hold on, Bruce, hold on. Anil, is De Bruyne the best in the world right now? Based off stats. Exactly. No. It's statistically.
Anil. So if you're going with stats, but the Kane and Sang, you know, I'm saying Tiba and Kane and Sang. Is you mean Sang better than Kane?
No.
But he have better stats. So I'm saying,
no, so right now he's playing better. Right now, we're talking about
he's
right
not playing
now.
better than Sang either. He's not playing better than Sang either. Don't make a fool. Don't make a fool. He's not playing better than Sang either. Not better than Kane, sorry.
No, Son is playing.
Son is playing out of his skin, Bruce. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anybody, most of these players on this list, most of these players that he called, all of them are playing very well. Right? Very, very well. Don't be biased, Bruce. How far on that list is De Bruyne?
Which list? That
8?
Yeah.
So 7 players in front of De Bruyne, none of them are better than him?
As a midfielder? Which midfielder?
No, not Mason Mount. Gerard Bowen.
Gerard Bowen nowhere close to De Bruyne. Nowhere close
this
to De Bruyne.
season, Bruce. This season.
He had a good season, Chris, but nowhere close to De Bruyne.
Bruce, Gerard Bowen doesn't have
so is Gerard Bowen better?
Phil Foden, nor any of these guys. Remember,
is Gerard Bowen better than
Bruce. West Ham just got knocked out of the Europa League semi-final.
Mm-hmm.
That's a feat equivalent to Manchester City getting knocked out of the Manchester UEFA Champions League semi-final. It's equivalent based off of the squad that they have, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have the quality in their midfield to support Gerard Bowen. For him to get 20 goals, beating DeBruyne, it's a great feat, Bruce. You cannot just look at the player and say, oh,
yes, Chris.
He's not better than DeBruyne. Put him in a Manchester City system, he'd be great.
Not necessarily.
Put him in a Liverpool system, he'd be great.
All right.
If he has the players around him.
Let's look at the stats. Give me stats. Let's look at the eye test now. What on the football field that Gerard Bowen can beat than DeBruyne?
What? Different players, but what
they're
in the game?
Different
players, Bruce.
Aspect of the football game is he better than DeBruyne at? Which aspect of the football game?
Bruce, I would ask you the same thing about every other player that I'm going to put to you, and you're going to say DeBruyne is better than you. I told you one thing.
I'll take your opinion.
Bruce. Remember, hold on. Remember what you just said. And I can say, right now, I can tell you 2 aspects of the game that Gerard Bowen is better than De Bruyne in right now.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Goals and assists.
Is he better kicking the ball, pass the ball, dribbling the ball? What after the game better?
No, Bruce. Bruce. Diego Costa was not a dribbler, but he scored 20 goals a season. Right? You don't have to have the best coordination to score. You just need to score. Not because a person cannot pass the ball silky smooth, does it grant credibility that they understand the game and can play and make passes that need to be going to the right place. Right?
Stats aside, right? That's what Bruce wants to do. Stats aside. You're saying that the 7 players that are ahead of him statistically aren't necessarily better than De Bruyne. But I'm saying there are players in that 7 that are having a better season, as you put it, and have been playing consistently better.
All right, fine. And I'm saying to you, show me which one are midfielders. If I forward, if you give me Salah, I said no, I can't compare Salah. I said midfielder. If a midfielder scoring, Mount, Chris, what Mount won the last season, Chris? What you won the last season?
What is it?
All right. Last season. Give me last season. Give me last season, please.
Mount is Bruce. It is an embarrassment. Hold on. Let me point out to you. It is an embarrassment. If Mason Mount has better stats than De Bruyne, do you know that? It is an embarrassment because Mason Mount is 24, 23.
It doesn't matter, Chris.
De Bruyne is in his peak of his career.
As a matter of fact, Chris. The argument is flawed when I say my better stats. Okay? It's
19 goal contribution.
If I'm 91 and 80 and play more game, that's very flawed too. It's very flawed to get up and say that. I'm not saying that to say that. Okay? But I'm not saying that to say that.
Bruce, you're biased, Bruce. Alright, hold on. Anil. Look, let's look back at this.
Last season.
60 goals in 60 games.
Last season, De Bruyne was 10th. In goal and assists, 10th.
Still the best in the world.
So he said midfielders.
Give me midfielders. I said midfielders.
Bruno was ahead of him. Bruno had 30 goal contributions. He had 18.
Oh man, cool.
No, Bruce. Stop right there.
Previous season?
Stop right there. Just stop right there. Bruno Fernandes is a thorn in your side because 60 goal and assist in 60 games to Manchester United. That was Bruno's stat. Penalties are not 60 goal in 60 games in Manchester United. 60 GA. You said De Bruyne is not better than Fernandes is not having a better time than De Bruyne. It's nowhere close. 60 goals in 60 games. 60 goal assists in 60 games is a feat, Bruce.
I never said we don't have a good season, Chris. They have a good season.
But Bruce, Fernandes has more assists than De Bruyne. Fernandes having a poor season, Bruce, right? Isn't it so?
Yeah, is it better? Hold on.
No, DeBruyne has 11 goals
He still
and
has
6
16.
assists, and Fernandez has 9 goals and 6 assists. 2 goals more made DeBruyne the best in the world, and Fernandez having a poor season.
Fine. Fernandez. You know why, Chris? Because football. First of all, I give you stats. Since you want stats, I give you stats the past 6 seasons. But football is not just stats alone, goal assist alone. Yeah, we know as fans of Man United that Bruno, yes, he scored 6 goals and 9 goals. We know him play poor.
Exactly. He's a poor season.
Well, and we know in the stats that the Brian was a football game. I'm saying, you know, come out to the game man in Liverpool against Spurs a weekend. The main player on that game who caused the goal to score, who hold up the ball, he's off the defender, and find a pass which the cameraman have a pass on TV in his side and pass his and thanks for the goal. The stats will not give him an assist or a goal. And he was the main architect of a goal. Yeah? He could be the man that match Kane with no goal and no assist. You know?
I'm not saying
so,
no.
So I'm saying, so we have to watch the football. What do we get the Bruyne? What the Bruyne has done as a midfielder? Hold on. Stick up in there. See? We use a traditional number 10. Yeah? Where at number 10, we always have like a Fabregas, a Ozil, those kind of guys. And then the main aspect of their game.
Excellent.
Brilliant players. Excellent craftsman. Yeah? Craftsman, right? What they're good at, yeah, is the ability to pass the ball in small spaces. They do little running, little off-ball work, but the key is when they get the ball, they can maneuver in space, themselves through space. I mean, like a killer pass. De Bruyne, now, he has, I said, modified the rule of a traditional number 10. What he has, the ability to pass the ball, and also dribble the football. He had the dribbling to his game, which actually number 10 don't dribble. He worked on defensive end and the ability to pass the ball at various range more than a traditional number 10. So, Ozil or Fabregas, the distance which the man can pass the ball accurately is not normal for a traditional number 10 you grew up and used to. Yes, he probably don't look as brilliant in terms of how we want aesthetic wise the ball in his feet. But what the ability to dribble the ball in terms of I'm talking about like Ozil with the fandangle and the ball. De Bruyne probably give that.
De Bruyne looks decent on the ball. Dude.
What De Bruyne does, Chris, is he uses his body to create space and to dribble the ball to the way, like a long pass, which traditionally a number 10 is more give a ball in a small space than a small nail height. But De Bruyne can pick a ball from any range. That's why I said he's the best in the world. Because he has modified the whole number 10.
So first
I mean, start to tell me that, hey,
no,
this guy.
And I'm going to point out something to you.
One more thing. Today, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Against Newcastle.
Against Newcastle. Point made today, right? One thing that the Bruyne at number 10, most number 10 don't really have either, is the ability to keep ball from inside after the goal. Which you won't find the Ozil and those traditional number 10 doing that much. Yeah? Fabric, not really. They're long range goals.
De Bruyne is not a number 10. De Bruyne is.
I'm saying he has modified number 10 role. He's
an 8, Bruce. He plays in a 3. He's an 8, Bruce.
Hold on. He's an 8, Chris, who can pass the ball like a number 10.
A lot of 8s can pass the ball.
No.
Lampard, Gerrard.
Iniesta. Fabregas.
Hey, no, not the range that De Bruyne can do. No, don't go there. Anyway, today.
Stop. Hold on, Bruce. Let me ask you something. I don't want your De Bruyne stats against you. No, not that. I don't want your De Bruyne stats against you.
No, sir. Today get De Bruyne. Today get Newcastle, right? I love watching the game. And we say it was De Bruyne's best game that he played.
Get Newcastle. Really?
Newcastle, man.
Of course.
Yes,
really?
Fine. Well, listen,
I don't want nobody setting no bar of me for my best game against Newcastle. There's nowhere to go.
Listen, point I'm saying is why sometimes we cannot score our stats alone to judge football. Today, right? De Bruyne one assist today from a corner. From a corner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take the corner out of De Bruyne's play today, we watch the game, know we had a brilliant game. But you have to play the entire game. Those are good contribution today, if they have a corner. So I'm saying,
yes, Bruce.
I'm saying, Chris, the stats of the self doesn't give you a full indication of how good a player is and what they've been doing on the football field. That's all my point I'm making. So yes, you can say playing a better stats. But
so what's the best indication of how good a player is?
You have to combine both. You have to combine the stats as well as the eye test and watch a football game and see it.
It's like as well as the eye test. So you're saying you look at Gerard Bowen and he's not playing well.
Watch a football. What I'm saying, Chris.
And he's not playing well. Gerard Bowen is not playing well. After you look at him, you say he's not playing well.
Who is the guy? Who's the guy?
You look at Gerard Bowen and he's not playing well. Okay, he's been okay. He's been okay. Gerard Bowen has been okay.
He's been okay.
So with that and the fact that he has more goals than assist than DeBruyne, isn't he scoring higher than DeBruyne right now?
Hold on. If you're not buy a ball, would you say Gerard Bowen right now is better than say than Saka right now?
For Liverpool, yes.
No, I'm saying it's a bit of football now than Saka. Gerard Bowen better than Saka right now?
For Liverpool, yes.
A football about we don't care about team.
No, you cannot care about teams. You have to look how teams play. Not everybody will fit in every club.
No, everybody is a footballer. I'm saying, Chris.
Not every footballer fits in every club.
Gerard Bowen.
You have a footballer designed for a defensive coach. You have a footballer designed for an attacking coach. Gerard Bowen would fit perfectly with Klopp.
Fine, what I'm saying. Gerard Bowen now is having an outstanding season for West Ham, right?
Mm-hmm.
He may have more goal contribution than Saka. Yeah? But we know by watching the football that Saka talent level, ceiling level is higher than Gerard Bowen ceiling level.
Saka talent level is not the right statement. Let's say his potential. His potential. Which is why yes, but in you making your point, Bruce, you are disrespecting DeBruyne even more. Because I'm sure Gerard Bowen is not as old as DeBruyne. I'm sure Mason Mount is not as old as DeBruyne. So your potential and ceiling level is way exponential as compared to DeBruyne. Seeing that they're outplaying him now at these young ages.
Outplaying him.
No, but they're getting more goals and assists right now. So we can see in the next 2 years.
That's all indicators of football ability. So anyway.
No, I'm just saying it's not the two indicators, but I'm saying you're going to say, oh, these players aren't playing well. Only De Bruyne is playing well.
No, I'm not saying.
So are they playing well? Are they playing well? And they have more goals and assists than De Bruyne. So they're better than him right now, Bruce.
No, that's not only the indicator for football.
So Bruce, why aren't these players better than De Bruyne? They have more goals, they have more assists, and they are playing well.
When you look at the kind of level of consistency, for example, same Bruno, we talk about Bruno. He came in this league 1 year and started playing ball. All of a sudden, people are saying, it's like if we're saying he's the best in the world, let's be consistent. Not just be the best, Chris, be consistent for a long period of time.
Okay.
Same thing. Hold on. The best striker in the world right now, we say Lewandowski. I would say probably Benzema. But you say Benzema right now, but truth is, Lewandowski is scoring goals to the forward. So you say, boy, I told him probably is it poor. And why critics have been doing it for a long period of time? They've been dominant. They've been dominant period of time. And the one season, okay, let's see, it's like an English media right now. English media, at one point in time, Green was best baller in the world. One season. We can't get the because you have one
we can't listen to the English media.
Let me ask the question.
I thought the English media said that Welbeck was the next Pele once, and that's
Let me ask you, Bruno Fernandes, right? If Bruno Fernandes was playing in the blue-colored Manchester team, would he
be the greatest, man? Bruce,
would he have better stats?
I'm not sure.
Bruce would have said he's the greatest. He's just a level of bias. He's a level of bias.
Not every player that goes to City play well. Not everyone.
If I played for City, I would have had 5 assists. Right?
For example, it took Mahrez a while for Mahrez to start becoming prolific. Right now, Grealish was having of course, it took him a while, a year. Grealish come in and a big ball in the Premier League, and he's struggling to adapt the system. So, you need play time. I cannot guarantee you're going to come in and say,
Bruce.
Okay, come in.
Yes.
Play going to flop. So,
but that's not the question that Anil asks. Anil is saying if Bruno Fernandes was in this super team that De Bruyne finds himself in, let's say we remove Bernardo Silva and put Bruno Fernandes where Bernardo Silva is. Why wouldn't he fit? Why?
First of all, He doesn't have the work ethic to play a role. That doesn't have work ethic to play a role.
What?
Bruno works,
Bruno.
dude.
Bruno works.
Bruno works.
No.
1, 2, you have the ball 70% of the time. Ain't no real work there. You have the ball 70% of the time.
Garbage.
When don't you have the ball 70% of the time? Check your average stats. You have the ball 70% of the time.
Chris. When you lose that ball, you want to get that ball. And Bernardo Silva, when I play with Irish in the Premier League, Bernardo Silva.
I'm not saying that's a lie. I very much agree with that.
No,
I agree.
I agree. Bruno doesn't work nowhere. Bruno spend more time in the carpet crying and meeting.
Yeah, but Bruno Fernandes, you know what is sure about Bruno Fernandes? You know what is sure about Bruno Fernandes? He will score. So in Pep's little false 9, Bruno Fernandes is the perfect midfielder that should supposed to be in that false position.
No, I'm not sure.
He's a perfect false midfielder right there.
I'm not sure.
That false 9 there, Bruno would be the perfect false 9 because he will score more than DeBruyne. Put DeBruyne there, might not get a goal, but put Bruno there, it's more likely.
No, I'm not sure.
That's not true. Bruno wouldn't score. Sure. Bruno isn't more likely to score than DeBruyne.
I'm not sure about that.
What? So what can we use as an indicator? Stats?
Bruno's stats last season. Bruno's stats last season was pointed by his stats, by penalties. This season,
so DeBruyne don't take penalties?
Rare take penalties.
Oh boy.
Rare. I'm serious.
Bruno takes penalties. And we count all of Ronaldo's penalties.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
You don't count Ronaldo's penalties?
We're talking about a midfielder.
You don't count Ronaldo's penalties?
Yeah.
So isn't that stat padding too?
Hold on, boss. When majority of Ronaldo goes on penalties.
I did a quick stat search for Bernardo Silva versus Bruno Fernandes. They have the same number of tackles this season.
Doesn't look good, Bruce.
Hey, check the gameplay. No, check the gameplay. I'm sure
Bernardo played 30 games. No, 32 games. 32 games. Started 30.
Okay. And Bruno?
And Bruno, let me scroll back up to the top of the list.
Up to the top. Down the bottom.
Bruno played 35.
Oh.
So he played 3 more games.
3 more games, Bruce.
And he started all them. One bench.
No, he started 34.
1 game in the start.
Yeah. So no.
So one play 30. No. I'm
Bruce,
speaking.
You have to be fair, Bruce.
One play 30 and start. One start 30, right? One start 30.
One start 30. Played 32.
And one start 34 and play 35 and start 34, right? Not a big deal. But no, that cannot be the disparity in that tackling. Look here why it looks up. Why the difference? I remember bear in mind that one team has a ball like it's about 40% that so they're about 10% time, Chris. Exactly.
They're about 7% of the time, Chris. That means, Chris, you require me to tackle less, but me how much you tackle not far.
Not really. The reason why you have the ball most of the time is because you're high pressing. No, Chris.
Oh, a real quick is the same, Chris. We tackle the same amount of time. You play more than me, Chris. I tackle the same than you tackle.
Bruce, hold on.
So same number of tackles, but 17 interceptions for Bruno and 19 for Bernardo Silva.
All right, because they press.
So
I'm saying high press. Yeah, no, high press. High press. Anil, Man City high press. So even though they have the ball, they high press. Right? But Bruce, you know what we are trying to point out to you, right? Is if Bruno Fernandes, all right, let me put it this way. How many positions would you upgrade on Manchester City's team?
City right now?
Be a number.
Probably a number. Oh, probably 4 positions. 4.
Striker.
4? Yeah, striker, midfield, and wing back.
You want a midfielder? You upgrade DeBruyne and Bernardo Silva?
You want back up the mid?
No, I'm not talking about coverage.
Upgrade. Forward line and defensive line.
No, not forward line. Call name.
Center forward.
One forward. And what else?
Forward. A left back or a right back.
You want a left back. Okay. On Manchester United's team, how many positions? Yeah. Left or right back? I get what you're saying. All right, but on Manchester United, how many positions would you upgrade?
Start from the manager.
The whole team.
All right. No. And Bruno Fernandes. No, but somehow Bruno Fernandes managed to perform in a team that you would upgrade every player in. And he's performing almost as good as DeBruyne in the team that you can only upgrade 3 players.
Hold on. I'm saying, Chris, we watched down see him have a poor season.
Bruce, but I'm saying, no, we have to be fair. Bruce, you have to be fair. There are a lot of contributing factors in why players have a poor season.
So, hold on.
Anil, is it fair for you to judge the man who is in the team that you would upgrade every single player in and compare him to the team that you only be able to find 3 players in 3 positions to upgrade? Is it fair? If one player on this team, because you look at Manchester United team, for me, there are 3 players that make sense at Manchester United. De Gea, Ronaldo, Bruno. 3 players that are performing right now. Do you know that? Those are 3 players. No other player on Manchester United. No other player. Look at this. Bruce, look at this.
The keeper.
Bruce, look at this stats. Look at this stats. I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes is having the best season. Anil, Bruno is not having the best season, Anil. But even though he's not having the best season, if you look at the stats, you can see these 3 players. If you're going to toss players, last 3 to toss. Bruno, De Gea, Ronaldo.
Hold on. We keep on telling Chris most stats, analyze stats, right? So, Bruno, what's going to be season, Chris?
9.
Do you know, Anil? He scored 3 in the first game of the season.
Doesn't matter. So, it does not matter.
Yes, it does.
How many hat-tricks has DeBruyne scored in his career?
Hold on.
We count that for a player.
Calm down. Anil, we keep on telling Chris, right? That if you score, for example, if I score 15 goals or 20 goals in the first, say 15 goals in the first 15 games of the season, and then score none, and I score 20 for the season in the same of that game. All right, say no. Say you score 20 in the first season. 5 games you scored. 5 games you score. The first 2 games of the season score 6 goals. And I score 5 goals in my 5 games of the season. What better forward?
No, you. Doesn't matter.
No, you score 6 in the first 2 games.
Remember the other team is awesome.
So here's the thing where it's very contextual. If you're in that scenario you just gave, if you scored those 2 hat-tricks against 2 top 5 teams, and then you didn't score in the other games, you still would take that into consideration. So that's why you have to use the stats as a basis.
Anil, if you're going to buy one of those forwards, Anil, right? Like you're going to score, if you buy one of those forwards, you're going to give it a forward, you're going to give it a goal consistently. And you're going to give a bunch of goals in one game. So I'm saying...
Yeah, but no. So why does Pep want Kane? Why Pep want Kane? Why does Pep want Kane? Kane scores in bursts. Kane scores 6 goals, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 games without a goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 games without a goal. That's how Kane scores.
Hold on. You talk about Bruno being prolific and having a standing season. And this is why, as we watch a game, we understand stats.
I'm not saying Bruno is having a good season. You never heard me say that. Don't go nowhere and tell me that. Tell nobody that I said that.
Fine. But he scored 6 goals anyway. Like 3 goals in the first game of the season. Yeah? Same thing Pogba about 4 or 5 assists in the first game of the season. Right? A game which they win about 6 or 7 or whatever they want to do. Then bug up a game. Phoenix 34 games.
4-1.
Yeah? Give me
4-1.
I'm not saying anything. Phoenix 34 games that season. He give you 6 more goals. So hence why we now know that the stats alone, he scored 9 goals. He has been performing poorly over the season.
Okay. Stats wise, let's go stats wise. DeBruyne had 2 goals and 2 assists for the whole half of the season by January. Is that good? That's the best in the world, Bruce. That's not good.
I'm saying,
that's not good, Bruce.
Chris. Fine. I'm saying
no. You can't say fine. No, it cannot just be fine. I when Bruno is a crime. Because
you are ruling the fact that he had COVID and was injured. So you are putting the context. So you want to put the context for it.
Anil.
He was playing. So you say what you want to say. That's fine.
Yeah,
And
but
De
still,
Bruyne had 2 goals and 2 assists
Was he injured?
by
COVID?
January, babe.
Hold on.
Anil.
Was he injured?
2 goals, 2 assists.
Was he injured, Chris?
Is
Had
that
COVID?
good for the best player in the world?
Was he injured or had
The
COVID?
best midfielder in the world has 2 goals and 2 assists.
So what
It's
happened
not
before
good.
that, Chris? What happened before
That's
that?
almost
That's
that's
what I'm
what,
saying.
20 something games, 20 games. That's not good. That's not good,
No,
bros.
Chris, that's wrong. It's not wrong because the Bayern only played 28 games so far in the season. So I'm not saying to you. So when I say you will have 2 goals and 2 assists by
Still
January,
not look good, bros. In 18 games, in 16 games, it's not good.
because he never played 16 games, Chris. He had COVID. But I'm saying to you, Chris. I'm not saying Chris. Stats.
That look like some stat that let me tell you who stat. That would be a good stat for Christian Benteke.
But Chris, see, you're not analyzing that properly. If you guys if he's injured, how many games did he play when he scored 2 goals and 2 assists this season? What game did he play? Was he not injured? Was he not injured?
Let's say he played 13 games.
Was he not injured? Well, was he injured at COVID?
He was injured. Players get injured all the time. Why is that so significant?
Move on. That determines player playing time. But
all right, let's move on. So you agree that De Bruyne is not really the best in the world right now?
No, he's the best in the world.
Why? It's not. We cannot be proven statistically. We have players playing better than him that you say are playing well. So how do you automatically just say jump De Bruyne past all these players? And he has no measure or yardstick to say, okay, just eye test. And eye test is very subjective. Eye test is very subjective.
I said best midfielder. And are you just saying Chris is because of consistency? So yes, somebody.
No, this right now we're not talking about no level of damn consistency. Right now, Bruce. Right now.
He's the best.
No, but you can't just you're just speaking emotionally. I'm saying De Bruyne is not the best. No, because Gerard Bowen has 20 goals and assists.
Hold on.
Bruce. Gerard Bowen has 20 goals and assists. Mason Mount has 19. De Bruyne has less. How is De Bruyne better than all these players? De Bruyne has less assists in the Premier League than Jesus right now. You know what? That's funny. So, on his team, where he should be king, he's not even king at his house. Yes, still he's king in the world. Because he's not even king at home. That's not good, Bruce. He's not even king in City. He's not even the assist king in Manchester City, but he's the best in the world.
Best in the world. For me, the best. For you, who's the best in the world?
No, I mean, it's not for you, Bruce. It's based
No.
You have to be unbiased.
I get the brand. I said you're going to be on the stats. So, for you, who's the best midfielder in the world?
Best midfielder? I don't know. I honestly can't say I don't know, but I don't believe it's the
Give me stats. What best midfielder and list? Tell me what best stats and list.
Mount could be better than De Bruyne for me. Different players.
You know? Best stats on the field and list.
Mount and Bowen. And then
exactly. I would be biased if I said Mount is better. Because Bowen is having a better season than him, and I cannot.
Bowen is a better midfielder than Bruyne.
Bowen looks like the best right now.
Is he better than the best midfielder right now?
In the Premier League, yes. He's better than every midfielder in the Premier League. That should answer your question. Right. So any midfielder that says the best in the world, Bowen is better than all of them.
All right.
At this point.
So question. So when this season done now, in the next 2 weeks to 2 games to go, and De Bruyne have little more assists than De Bruyne and Bowen. You said De Bruyne the best in the world.
De Bruyne won't get any more assists than Bowen.
The rest of the season. So if
De Bruyne is a choker, boss.
Well, no, if he does get more goal assists first of the season, right? Would you say he's the best in the world at that point?
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is faith. De Bruyne will not get more goal and assist than Bowen. This is faith. This is faith. What happened?
And this is where you flaw. And you could not be a scout. I was saying to buy a ball. You tell me right now that I should buy Gerard Bowen because Gerard Bowen.
Of course, definitely. But De Bruyne is 31. Gerard Bowen is not.
He's 25.
Gerard Bowen is 31.
Eh?
Gerard Bowen is 31. De Bruyne is 31. Bowen is 25. You can't tell me I'm wrong. I didn't buy that nigga. The nigga's finished.
So for you, you know stats. You say stats. You know most. You know age. So, and stats alone, you buy Bowen over De Bruyne right now.
Maybe. Because Gerard Bowen maybe just needs to be on a better team.
Okay, alright. So on stats, if you have a choice, same transfer fee, which not possible because the world knows the brand better. You know what? You will buy
Same transfer fee.
No, I'm not saying. Say I mean same transfer fee. I mean that's not possible because the brand transfer fee can be so much more than Jared Bowen right now because the world knows the brand is better. So if you get same price, you would say you'll take Jared Bowen or the brand.
For the same price, right now, I would take Bowen because he's younger.
So Chelsea know, win. Chelsea know next season. Jared Bowen and City have the same price. It's Jared Bowen.
Of course, I don't want De Bruyne.
All right. Cool.
You can't ask me like that because I don't want about De Bruyne.
Anil, you agree with Anil?
Huh?
Chelsea will say on the next season. De Bruyne and Jared Bowen, same transfer fee. You can say it.
DeBruyne.
No, I'm just saying I'm not saying that De Bruyne. That's why I said right now, Bruce. Right now, we're talking about right now. Because you are saying De Bruyne is the best in the world right now, and you cannot downplay what West Ham has done in the Europa League. You cannot downplay, and Bowen is a driving force in the team.
You cannot downplay. Form is temporary. Class is permanent.
Remember that. De Bruyne has market value right now.
It's low. It's gonna be low because of his age. It would be way more if he was 25. No, it would be way more if he was 25.
No, that's a color thing. I think if you say right on the template for him, I think that work.
Maybe 80, 70 mil.
110.
Yeah.
What did Jared Bowen offer right now? Jared Bowen.
38.
Jared Bowen. I'm saying, and Jared Bowen is on West Ham. He hasn't won a title.
It doesn't matter.
He hasn't won a No. He hasn't won a title, Bruce. Jared Bowen has won a title.
Van Dijk cost 75 million from Southampton. No matter where you're from.
Yeah, but market value, Bruce. Market value is different from the price.
Calm down. Tell me why you win. No, really.
Harry Maguire. See? Harry Maguire, 80 mil. Harry Maguire, 80 mil. Market value, Bruce. Market value is different from the price of the seller. You have to remember that.
Chris, West Ham cannot have anybody. It's not like Jack Grealish. Matter of fact, Jack Grealish never most assist that season when they told him to fire, but they couldn't buy him for $38 million.
Yeah, but Bowen is English too, so it's the same problem.
But I'm saying, Chris, they don't have the same value.
All right. So next question. All right. Anil, is De Bruyne better than Xavi?
As in Xavi?
Xavi. Hernandez.
No.
All right. So is De Bruyne better than Juan Mata?
Yes.
Ozil.
I feel like they're comparable.
Okay. Fabregas.
Fabregas is the greatest footballer to ever have touched the field. No. I think so. If I'd rank De Bruyne above Fabregas, but I still feel like there are certain things, like the question Bruce asked earlier about certain things that they can do on the field.
Yeah, De Bruyne is not in this class.
Yeah, nobody is in the same sphere as Cesc. But if I'm looking at the total package, I'd still go with De Bruyne over Fabregas.
I would never take De Bruyne over Fabregas. Never. De Bruyne's best season equaled Fabregas this season, so it's not like best season assist equals De Bruyne's best season assist.
That season he had 33 goal contribution in 35 games. You're saying statistical for midfielder. So I'm not saying. Okay.
He was tied.
No, I'm saying Fabregas
he tied the assist. He tied the assist. How many goals did he have? How many goals did that season?
I don't remember the amount of goals.
But it was Chris.
The other thing too, look at the teams that Fabregas was in compared to who
super Manchester City
around him. Which at that point Fabregas was passing to like Henry and them. So yes, exactly. But when he was passing to Adebayor,
well, he was passing to Costa at once, so that's why he got the 20 goals and 20 assists. So what about Gerrard?
I don't count his Chelsea days.
What about Gerrard? Does he? It's a sore point because he came to Chelsea and win everything, so they don't like it. But yeah,
Went to Barcelona. Did the
is he
same
better
thing.
than is De Bruyne better than Gerrard?
No,
Lampard.
no.
Okay, all right. Bruce, Javi. De Bruyne better than Javi?
Close.
Why close?
I'm gonna say for me.
What does
but
De Bruyne do better than Javi?
The long range pass.
Just the long range pass.
Just a long range pass.
So, but don't you think Javi does the short range pass better than De Bruyne?
Yeah, hence why
Way better than De Bruyne.
I know way better, but I mean
Way better, Bruce. Who else passes a short range pass like Javi? Maybe Cruyff or
Hey, fine. But,
one of those guys
because
like Fabregas. But
fine, it's not close. For me, the way he pass the long ball, Javi not close. He pass the long ball at the Bruyne.
No, but Bruce, all right. So let me help you here. So you're saying De Bruyne is, not the traditional midfielder, Ray, right? This is your statement, right? Do you know that De Bruyne was not a midfielder?
Okay.
You don't know that?
Winger.
He was a winger. De Bruyne was a winger. When Chelsea bought De Bruyne from Bruce, I'm not asking you. When Chelsea bought De Bruyne from Genk, he was a winger. He was a left winger. Hazard put him on the bench to rot. We can't play for Hazard. He was a winger, Bruce. Right? Right? They tried to play him in the midfield. Then he went to Wolfsburg and he started playing in the midfield. Well, he was a winger, Bruce. Traditionally, he was a winger. That's why. That explains why he can pass the ball.
Doesn't matter.
Long range passes that well because he was actually a winger. And he was very skilled. But he now put on, he's bulked up and everything, so he plays different. And he always had that long range shot because he was a winger. Right? So all the things that you're talking about, De Bruyne, it was like from way when he was just, like a boob in the lift. Right? When they bought him, he's very young for 7 million. No. All right. So is De Bruyne better than Iniesta?
I wouldn't say that either. I would say the same.
Okay, you're very smart. I get.
I would say that.
Yeah. Is he better than Lampard?
Yep.
De Bruyne is better than Lampard. Yep. By what yardstick?
Total package. And if you should go into the goal contribution per game, assist per game, statistically, Lampard and Gerrard are in this class statistically. Using your stats.
Bruce. Lampard scores. Bruce. Lampard, Bruce.
Even the Premier League.
We're talking about goal scoring, Bruce. We're talking about goal scoring. We're talking about Lampard, Bruce. The best player.
No. If I use your stats, using your stats, in the Premier League, but in the Premier League.
No, but do you know that what? All right, this is what I think about De Bruyne. De Bruyne reminds us about all these great players that we watch in the Premier League in small parts. The only thing De Bruyne has, I told you this earlier, is very unique, is the long range pass. However, are you saying that De Bruyne is, if you were to choose two players to shoot from distance, you choose De Bruyne over Lampard?
Yeah, so
not crazy boy.
Hold on.
Crazy boy.
Hold on. The thing is, hey, Anil, when it comes to Lampard and Gerrard,
dude.
right?
Hold on. Oh, the best, Bruce.
Hold on. When it comes to Lampard and Gerrard, right? We confuse them about the greatness because of the legacy. Yeah.
It's what we see, Bruce. Come on, it's what we see, Bruce.
So if we, all right, Anil, give me, if you pull up Lampard Premier League stats.
No, Lampard's Premier League stats, Bruce. And again.
I'm not saying.
Hold on. Right, all of a sudden, we're going to stats now.
I'm not saying if I use your parameter. If I use your parameter.
All right. So Lampard.
Premier League.
I don't have Lampard here. Gerrard is 710 games, 186 goals, 150 assists. That's
so about 200 in 700 games, right?
No, about 400, almost 400.
No, man.
Almost 300 goals and assists. 336 goals and assists in 700. Give
me Premier League.
It's Premier League, just Gerrard.
Okay, Gerrard. Okay, fine. Give me De Bruyne in Premier League.
De Bruyne, I think is a
53 goals, 85 assists.
100 and,
in
100
300 games. 300 games.
207
In 300 games.
200,
307.
207.
307.
207.
207. So after I got 100 and Chris in 200 and something games. I'm not saying if you just have some. If you just have
Yeah, but you can't, Bruce.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Gerrard was never in this team that De Bruyne is in. Gerrard was the save the day type of guy. Yeah, Gerrard played deeper.
So fine, he played deeper. I'm saying that.
You were the one who said, remember eras of football and don't confuse them.
So you want to compare a deeper
Ain't nobody,
What
nobody picking Gerrard, Lampard, De Bruyne took off the key over Lampard or Gerrard. Nobody does that. That's not, maybe Scholes. Maybe you can try with Scholes. You cannot choose De Bruyne off the key over Lampard, Gerrard, Beckham. One of these guys, that's too technical.
Hey, Anil, and the economic point I'm making, why I said De Bruyne is the best in the world, right? And Chris summarized the point by asking these questions. We can look at any midfielder now playing in this era now, in the Premier League or in Premier League especially right now, as we could compare to any of the greats that you mentioned earlier a while ago. None. Not in.
No. Bruce, hold on. Do you know why? Hold on. Do you know why De Bruyne gets it? No. Do you know why De Bruyne gets his comparison, Bruce? Do you know why De Bruyne gets his comparison? He's 31. He's 31, Bruce. He's 31. He's old enough to be compared. Lampard left Chelsea when he was 32 or something like that. Gerrard stayed at Liverpool through thick and thin. De Bruyne is not staying nowhere through thick and thin. Those players are dead right now. One club players are dead, Bruce.
And Chris. What he's doing now, you asked me, your first question you asked me was if he declining because that's 18 and till they make it 18 goals for the season in 25 games. You asked me if he's declining from 27 games. That means a level of consistent performance. Give it 18 goals contribution in less than 30 games. And you ask me if he's declining. And that is a good return for any player. Any player one of the season. Any player.
Maybe and not the best midfielder in the world. Playing at Manchester City. It's not a good return for the best midfielder in the world. Playing at Manchester City. I think that's where you're losing us. Because you say he's the best midfielder in the world. But then there are other midfielders that are outplaying him right now, right? And they're not on teams that have the quality or the level of quality like Manchester City. That's where you're confusing the whole of us because
I'm saying
it's not on teams like Manchester City.
Please, forget about team. I'm saying.
No, we have to use the team. Remember, I forget about teams. Or you going to compare? Or you going to say Rooney is not good? And then don't talk about the fact that
Chris, you know why, Chris? The best players play on the best teams in the world most times. Period.
Gerrard didn't do that. Gerrard played at Liverpool even when Liverpool wasn't doing well. Gerrard was there.
I'm saying, Chris,
don't do that. Don't do that.
You may fight Liverpool's a big club, but the best players.
So De Bruyne is better than Gerrard.
But I said that already, boss. I said that already.
No, you said Lampard.
Better than Gerrard too, of course.
Bruce, De Bruyne is better than Gerrard.
Better than Gerrard. Better than Steven G.
What? Bruce, I think you need to apologize for this. De Bruyne is better than Gerrard. Why? What does De Bruyne do better than Gerrard?
The whole package.
No, you can't just say that because Gerrard is better. Gerrard is very good at crossing the ball. Gerrard is very good at switching the play. Gerrard is very good at controlling the game. What does De Bruyne do better than Gerrard? That's a very dangerous thing.
Yeah? Dribble. He's better than him. But I'm saying he's better than him.
Just dribble. And that's why he's better. Gerrard does everything else better than him, and he's better still. Bruce is biased, Bruce.
It's long pass more accurate than Gerrard. But I'm saying
Steven Gerrard, Bruce? No. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Nope.
I think you're talking about Wilfred Zaha. Or Gerrard's nephew or something.
Steven G.
No, Bruce.
Steven G, man.
Long pass better than Gerrard.
Yep. And Chris.
Steven Gerrard.
And Chris, I'm saying to you. You see, sometimes we get caught up. It's like
you are caught up in De Bruyne stats right now because that is rubbish, total rubbish. No way out. Steven Gerrard right, is the catalyst behind even Fernando Torres at Liverpool. And you're telling me about long passes, right? De Bruyne is a great player, he can pass the ball, but De Bruyne cannot pass a long ball to precision, not even like Fabregas. Much just to say Steven Gerrard.
Hey, the thing is, Chris, I mean, sometimes we become victim of the press.
You are the victim, Bruce.
No, hold on. We don't play for Man U, Liverpool, Chelsea, those three clubs, and some a lesser degree Arsenal, Arsenal.
Yeah.
We play those three traditional clubs in England. Those players are like, where's the English? They become glorified folk heroes. So they cheat.
Bruce, Chelsea is the most hated club in England. You know that, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
So don't say that. Don't say that.
No.
Every accolade that Lampard has, he has to earn it. You have to earn those accolades. You have to look at him and say, well, we can't ignore it anymore. You can try it with Liverpool and Manchester United, but you can't say it with Lampard. Right? And I can tell you, Steven Gerrard was not one of those players that accolade by mistake. He earned it.
Anyway, and next thing, and all the hype was Steven Gerrard.
No, Pep Guardiola's team, you know, they are always regarded as God. So let me ask you this. This is an important question. Answer me this. Is De Bruyne better than David Silva?
That's what? Nah, probably not. Close enough. Close enough.
Close enough how? David Silva, Manchester City,
I'm saying, Chris.
Bruce, this gives every point that you have, because we didn't even mention David Silva in this. David Silva is not compared. David Silva cannot be compared to Lampard or Gerrard.
Chris.
Right? Maybe Javier in this.
Because he play for City, but Chris. He play for City.
No.
Yes. Yeah, he play for City, Chris. But look.
So where does De Bruyne play?
Chris, in terms of passing the football, Chris, in terms of being a traditional number 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a number 10, you want to compare, you're talking about number 10, like traditional number 10, like.
David Silva played number 8 too, right? So you have to remember that.
Silva is a regular
number. He played number 8 just like De Bruyne.
He's a number 10.
In Pep Guardiola's system, he played number 8.
He's a
David Silva has not yet been replaced. Not because Bernard has the same last name doesn't mean he's been replaced.
David Silva is a 10. It's what they call like a genuine number 10. Genuine number 10 with a Ozil, a Bergkamp, genuine number 10. That's his name, right? If you look at the creativity, you never say Lampard and Gerrard as creative as
so David Silva is more creative than De Bruyne.
I'm saying in passing ball and creativity. Fine,
Adil. This brother eat it like you want to eat it. He doesn't know the rules. Is David Silva better than De Bruyne? Is he more creative? What does De Bruyne do better than
David Silva? I'm saying ability to dribble the ball better than Silva. I'm saying
David Silva. David Silva is a Spanish player. He has very close. He has very low center of gravity. So that's a lie. That is a lie. David Silva has very good dribbling ability.
No, man. You won't dribble along here in the park. You dribble in close space, but you won't dribble along here in the football field. You dribble a square at the back and pass and move again.
So can De Bruyne dribble better than Iniesta?
Different kind of dribbling, Chris.
De Bruyne can dribble better than Iniesta.
And I'm saying,
wow, Iniesta looks like Messi when he plays for Spain. You know that, right? He's like Messi when he plays for Spain. No,
so
but, all right.
I just did a quick Google search just to see what would come up for greatest attacking midfielders of all time. And as soon as I opened the article, the first name I saw was Kevin De Bruyne.
Overhyped. See?
Not overhyped.
I know.
So then I scroll ahead of him. I don't see Lampard or Gerrard on this list, which I wouldn't expect Gerrard to be on there. But Cruz is 47. And there are a lot of older players on here. But
Cruz is a smooth operator. I already told you that.
Kaka.
Ricky Kaka. Of course, Ricky Kaka is better than De Bruyne. Come on. It's not.
Yeah.
Ricky Kaka is better than De Bruyne.
But I'm saying,
Bruce. I think a lot of these players, because even Fabregas, if you check Fabregas under Conte and the goal that Diego Costa scored, like even that goal against Manchester City, you remember that pass? pinpoint accuracy, you know, bro.
That's Chelsea
Kaka,
fan, man.
Riquelme.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Riquelme is great.
Better. Baller.
Riquelme is baller.
Baller.
Operators.
Iniesta is number 13 of all time.
I wasn't questioning them. See, most of these players, you might see them lower down the picking order.
Rudy Gullit.
Alright.
But the only other person in our era in the top 5, Zidane.
Yeah, Zidane better. But
not in the context that we're talking though. Because Zidane is not in the context that we're talking.
I'm not saying that. Alright, you're comparing. I'm saying
De Bruyne should be on that list. If that's the list, he shouldn't be on that list. Because we are talking about passes of the ball. De Bruyne should be in the
I'm saying De Bruyne should be what you say at 8, right? Right? Hence why
De Bruyne is a 10 too, bro.
Hold on.
Deep down.
And hold on. It's an 8. It's an 8, right? You play an 8 system, right? But I'm saying to you that he given assist of a treasure number 10. Where those creative Ozil and David Silva. Those are traditional number 10. Right? They do less work and defensive end. Same thing Bruno as well. De Bruyne, you know, you say the Bruno at 8, Bruno at the genuine 10. But De Bruyne is giving you the goal contribution of a 10 and working well as a 8. So hence why I say he's the best in the world. You get what I'm saying? Because he should be having some assistant from River City, whatever you want to say. But he's a 8. But his ability makes him give you the contribution of a 10, but still playing a defensive role as what an 8 should do. A traditional 8 should do. A traditional 8 don't give you a goal for the season.
Bruce, I am looking at this list right now, right? Top best passers of all time. This is a Bleacher Report. You have Giovinco, Riquelme, Hazard. That was surprising. Modric, Moutinho, Scholes, Kaka, Schweinsteiger, Ronaldinho, Ribéry, Mata, Busquets, Beckham, Frank Lampard, Fabregas, Snyder, Xabi Alonso, Gerrard, David Silva, Pirlo, Messi, Ozil, Iniesta, Xavi. No De Bruyne on this list.
Hey, look here. For sure, that list is so messed up right now because I know credibility. Because Messi name can't become so far down the list.
No, that's a lie. Messi is very good. No. Messi is a very good passer. No, Bruce.
No, Messi is a very good passer.
Messi is a very good passer. No, Bruce, Messi is a very good passer. Bruce, Messi is a very good passer.
Hold on. I'm saying his name should not be that far on the list.
Why? Bruce is a very good passer, Bruce.
No, I'm saying it should not be that deep on the list. I'm saying
who should be before Messi?
But who's he better than? Not better than Xavi, Pirlo, Riquelme. Maybe better than Xavi Alonso. Maybe.
Of course, Messi
can pass. You know, Bruce. Do you know why Messi will be far on the list? You know why he will get far on the list, Bruce?
Why?
Because Messi is always topping the assist charts in La Liga.
No, I'm saying no. Chris, I'm saying Chris,
hold on. If he's topping the assist charts on La Liga, Anil, it means he's doing something. He's gonna be far in the list. Chris. You can't this guy having so many assists and you're not putting him on the list, Bruce.
I'm saying he's too low on the list. He's better than what those names mentioned before. I'm saying
no. He's just few players in front of him, Bruce. He's just a few players in front of him.
The only one I would put him in front of on that list is Alonso.
No, Messi is not. Messi is in front of Alonso. Messi is in front of Alonso, you know. It's only Ozil, Iniesta, and Xavi in front of Messi. Only those three players. Only those three players, right, are in front of Messi right now, right? Because it's descending order. There's only those three players. I'm saying Messi is great, but we don't see De Bruyne here.
Yeah, I'm saying Chris. But
De Bruyne's greatest asset is his passing, and he does make the passing.
Yes, Chris. I'm saying, Chris, you can say that because those players, most of them mentioned, are traditional number 10, probably Xabi Alonso, and it was a career. Somebody opinion of a career. He's still playing. He's still in his prime right now. So, but you look at people who most of them at the end of their career and look at career and say, okay, so they maybe find that. But I mean, for an 8, he's better than average 8 and better than average 10.
So Bruce, again, because the Liverpool fans will watch this podcast.
Here's a list with DeBruyne in it. 2022 list. Top 10 fastest. Number 10, Bruno. 9, Trent. Number 8, DeBruyne. So there's still 7 people ranked higher.
In 2022.
Parejo, Messi, Kimmich, Jorginho, Madrid, and
Credible.
Magic and Cruz.
Credible. You can't say look at me. Credible. No.
I just wanted to put that today because I knew
Anil. Hold on, Anil. Is he biased now?
Stats.
He's saying no. How much stats? He's saying how much stats does Jorginho have? Is he biased now? Is he where bias comes in? Is he where bias comes in?
Because that stats were Jorginho analyst. That's what people say. Man, I pass the person accuracy. Anytime I listen,
because
No, but Anil. All of a sudden, Bruce is asking how many assists. All of a sudden, when we were pointing the assists, he wasn't looking at them.
I'm saying stats.
The eye test would say Jorginho is making accurate passes. That's how we
yes,
the eye test would say he's making the passes.
Stats. The stats.
So you want the assist now? But when the assist is beating DeBruyne, you don't want it. So Bowen is better than DeBruyne then.
No, Chris. Analyst, right? When I use analyst, it's pass accuracy. I can bet you that because.
So Bruce, I'm saying Bowen is better than DeBruyne.
Hold on. But analyst. That list is using the passing accuracy stats.
I know.
I'm saying,
I know. You won't put Jorginho on the best passer list unless it's passing accuracy.
But it's only because of stats. Because the stats is to say an accuracy is a stat is more accurate than Trent.
Jorginho not passing the ball further than me and my stove, right?
And about Trent, and we know about Trent.
But I'm just saying, you cannot cry for the stats when it proves it.
I'm not
and then say we don't use the stats. They don't use the stat when it's not proven. So Bowen is better than De Bruyne.
No, I'm not crying for stats. I'm just saying.
Bowen is better than De Bruyne. Bowen is better than De Bruyne. No. Because Bowen has more stats than De Bruyne and he's passing the ball well.
So Jorginho is a better passer than De Bruyne because statistically he have more than De Bruyne.
Jorginho is a better passer than the ball. What type of pass is a different thing? What type of pass is a different thing? Just pass the ball. Right? And do you know, De Bruyne is the best midfielder in the world. Right? And De Bruyne has had 2 goals and 2 assists in January. And Jorginho had 2 assists and probably 5 goals in January. So Jorginho was actually better than De Bruyne at one point this season. You see, this doesn't look good than De Bruyne.
Next question. Who had the created the most chances in the Premier League in this season? Most chances created. De Bruyne is third.
Probably Salah or so.
Chris is gonna like this one.
Mount.
Nope. No. Bruno Fernandes. 89 chances created.
Bruce, it doesn't look good, Bruce. Do you know that this is Bruno? Bruce, hold on. No, you can't say stats. No. Chance created, you can't fight a chance created stat. Bruce, a chance created stat, you can't fight it.
Okay.
Trent was second, 84. Okay. De Bruyne was third.
But Bruce,
77.
77. It doesn't make the 80s. Don't do it. It's a level. No, it's a level down.
Chances created per 90. De Bruyne is ahead of them because he played less games. So he had 3.6 chances.
But Anil. First of all, De Bruyne is on the best team. Second of all, this is a poor season for Bruno.
A good team. I'm not saying
Anil, this is a poor season for Bruno, Anil.
But I'm saying,
This is Bruno's worst season.
Chris,
And his worst season, he's doing better than he's up there with DeBruyne. Can you imagine if Ole takes charge of the club again?
Hold on, Chris, hold on. You see, this bung the world creating a chance. Idea the best team. Yeah?
Yeah.
You create a chance. That means that you create a chance and then feel the sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, but their team is poor. I mean, you will say Man United is, I mean, they're not playing well, but he's a positive team. But yes, he can be a poor team. I remember when Jack at Villa, poor team, but Jack was creating most in the league. His team are good, but my create chances. So your team,
Bruno is creating chances too.
Hold on. Your team, Chris, your team, you can say boy because I be a team. You're this punk Adam stuff.
Of course.
Messi not playing best in the world, but Messi is the best in the world. When he was, Ronaldo played my best team all the time, but you're the best in the world.
Bruce, what I'm saying.
So you can't get a pass. No. You can't use.
Bruce, look at it, Bruce. It's like Bruno. Alright, so DeBruyne is on the best team, right? He's playing around.
He's the best player on the best team.
No, he's on the best team, right?
He's the best,
right?
best team.
And he has great players around him, right? Bruno and he's creating a lot of chances. That's his point. So he has a great structure around him to create a lot of chances, right? Bruno Fernandes is on one of the worst teams out of the top 6, and he has not so great players around him, and he's creating almost the same amount of chances as DeBruyne. Doesn't look good, Bruce.
Can you imagine, Chris? Imagine if DeBruyne and Ronaldo right now, we're running last score, but assist every season. Bruno, I want to most deadliest striker in football. I play well.
But you can't use that, Bruce, because Bruno also has Rashford and Sancho and Elanga.
City is playing with number 9. You're playing a foul. They're not foul. Not at all. So I'm saying you have number 9. You have a genuine goal scoring.
Yeah, Bruno has Elanga and Rashford.
Elanga playing well.
Fred Bruce. Fred Maguire.
Come on.
Maguire Bruce. Wan-Bissaka Bruce.
Last season when he first came to the league, he had all those players. Same players. So don't make issue for him this season now, the same players. Calm down.
Who? Different coach, Bruce. Different coach, Bruce. And he's still creating almost the same amount of chance that DeBruyne with a different coach.
Is Bruno better than DeBruyne?
I'm saying in a good team, we would have a better. No, in a good team. In a good team, he is. Let me say it that way. In a good team, you'd be better than DeBruyne.
No.
Statistically speaking, Anil, you study maths?
Yeah.
In a good team, couldn't it be argued that
we don't know.
Bruno Fernandes would get more goals, more assists, and everything than DeBruyne? In a good team.
You could make that argument.
But
the reality is he's not better than him.
No, we don't know that, you know. We can speculate.
In reality,
he
chose to go to Man U, and that was.
You remember Pogba?
No, maybe they told him that they were going to strengthen the squad. I think $80 million for a defender is really a attempt to strengthen the squad. Also, $100 million for a winger. So they did say they were going to strengthen this squad, and they got some players. It's just that the players were garbage.
Man, you can go spend $80 million and pick up Sufa. That doesn't mean it's going to strengthen the squad.
And I think they spent 50 on Wan-Bissaka.
Remember when Pogba at Juventus? At that point, Pogba finished about in the top 10 in the Ballon d'Or vote in a year. Remember that year?
Yeah.
He was a world beater.
He was a lot of potential.
Well, he was in the top 10 in the world at that time. About 50.
He was a lot of potential. He was young.
At Juve?
He was young.
At that time,
he was young.
He was young. He was, whatever young like that, Chris, at that time, he was.
It's not whatever he was young. He was young.
He was young, but he was on top of the world. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So we could say, boy, by going to Man U, he go like the place. He didn't. He flopped for 6 years.
Who said go like the place?
That was it. That was the expectation, Chris. So I'm saying.
All right, so okay.
I'm saying you saying that automatically in going to City going to have a doesn't make sense. Salah was at Chelsea. DeBruyne at Chelsea.
How many players has gone to City and flopped?
A few has flopped.
In this big team. Big players go to City and flop in this big City team. How many players?
How many big players has he bought in this big team, Chris? Think about it.
Really?
Jack a flop.
Jack is not flopping.
It took Jack a while. Jack worst season in the last 2-3 seasons.
Jack is not a City player. Pep is just greedy.
I'm not saying. It took Mahrez a year. So which bigger player is Purchase? I'm saying, Chris. It took Mahrez a while. From another system, because different system I play. Jack is learning the system too. Today probably the best game today in playing the colours. But it took a while to learn the system. So you don't automatically say, boy, because he's at money when you have ability, you don't automatically be follow the system and play the kind of ball.
No, I'm just saying he had played out of his skin.
They made some purchases and they picked though, like strikers that were in hot form, and then now you don't even hear anything about them. Like Wilfred Brunny went there and just.
It was just greed, bro. It was just greed. Pep just want all these players to stack up at this club because he don't want to go anywhere. Because you can look definitely at Grealish. He's not a Man City player. Grealish likes to hold on to the ball and suck players in. That's not Man City. They want to pass the ball. Hey, so it's like you're just gonna just score the talent. That's
don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if next season is a different Grealish. I mean, I think.
I'm saying they're gonna hoard the talent. It's the talent. Right? There are players in this. There are players in the league that are Manchester City type players, but he just wants the talent.
There's no difference between. There's no difference between Grealish playing. No, learn the system. No, Phil Foden is playing too.
No,
I'm saying
Phil Foden played totally different from Grealish. Grealish at Aston Villa would wait, hold the ball, players would come to him, 3, 4, 5 of them, pass the ball to Douglas Luiz, and then them try to score because all the players went to Grealish. That's why he was the most foul player in the league. Grealish cannot be the most foul player in the league at Manchester City when they wanted to pass the ball at the same time. It's not how he plays, right? That's not how he plays.
He can adapt. Mahrez still.
Mahrez had to change.
Mahrez only players. Mahrez only player right now. Serious. Mahrez only winger on City side right now. He said, "I'm playing floating. That doesn't float. It's only man that doesn't float."
Even Sterling game had to change.
No, but you know why Mahrez don't float, right? Yeah. If you put Mahrez over the right, it's garbage.
So he don't float. I'm saying.
If you remove Mahrez's ability to cut back on his left. It's garbage. You predict him all day.
He's the only player that doesn't float.
You predict him all day.
But
you understand, Mr. Anil? You predict him. The only thing he's going to do is cross the ball. He's not going to score that right foot. He's not going to score that foot.
He tried.
His left foot will kill you. It's not,
He tried against Madrid.
Yeah, he's not going to score that right foot. Right? So you know that. So that's why you don't float him over there. Maybe Sterling will score. Sterling is a volume shooter, It doesn't matter where you put him, he's going to shoot volume. This way.
I think Jack can learn the system eventually.
No, he has to learn. He's there and they bought him on a 6-year contract. He has to learn.
Okay.
However,
he's
not a City player. He's not a Pep type player. It's just that right now, Hazard, when he left Chelsea, if he had gone to City, he would have been exceptional in the City because Hazard's a touch player. He likes players to knock the ball to him while he's moving. He work well, right? Ronaldinho going to City would not work well. Ronaldinho likes the ball. 2 different players, right? Marco Reus, Pep player. Marco Reus, Pep player, right? You understand, Bruce? So you have players that you want in your system, players that you don't want in your system, right?
Jack is not City player, but let's see.
It's not that. No, it's not. I'm saying you're gonna try it. All right, it's like Mahrez. Mahrez is here. You're forcing him into the City box, right? Even though Mahrez doesn't fit. Mahrez is the best. Mahrez is a great player, but he doesn't fit. Mahrez doesn't fit. All right. Simpler. Let me do it simpler for you, right? Last point. You have Madrid and you have Barca, right? Both teams. If you were going to take and pick it, watching the philosophies, right? Which team was more suited for Neymar? No.
Either one.
No, which team, based on how Neymar plays, when he left Brazil,
he would fit in both of them.
He was more a Madrid player.
No, I don't think.
And you know what happened? Madrid, Neymar got But Barca got Neymar and Madrid got what player Madrid bought at that point? That was more like a Barca player. That they bought a player that was more a Hazard is more a Barca player than a Madrid player. Right now. Isco is a Barca player. Because these players are touch players. Touch players don't really strive at Madrid.
But Neymar different. Neymar touch
Bruce, Neymar is disruptive to the system. They're knocking the ball, Neymar start dribble and shift. It's disruptive. Then tiki-taka can happen with Neymar in the field. Tiki-taka not going to happen with Neymar. Of course,
the Brazilian
he can do the nice touches, but I'm talking about pure tiki-taka football. With Neymar, the pitch won't work. Messi dribbles, but Messi uses persons to wall the ball. So it's still tiki-taka with Messi. It's still tiki-taka. But when Neymar takes it, he's taking on the players by himself. He's not going to tiki-taka with nobody. Nah. Try to go to the field. Of course, they try to team it. Enrique tried to team it, So Enrique kind of found a compromise for it. But in Pep's system, pure, like when he's trying to play pure tiki-taka, Neymar is disruptive. Very disruptive. Very disruptive.
Tell me about Jack can pass the ball proper good. That's the main thing.
I'm telling you. Jack can pass. A lot of players can pass the ball.
No, the main thing is pass the ball.
So would Pep buy Saka? You think Pep would buy Saka?
Saka, of course. Saka can pass the ball.
But that's not the only criteria. A lot of players can pass the ball. That's what I'm telling you.
It's main criteria.
However, there's a lot more to a player than passing the ball. Right?
I'm saying, the first thing you need to do, City team, first thing you need to build,
this will be a grade A top baller.
No. You be keeper, centre back, or forward, that can pass the ball.
Okay.
First criteria, if you can pass the ball proper, good. Excellent pass the ball. So, and that criterion, Jack is tick the box. You can hold the ball, you go ball too long, but you can pass the ball. You're a creative player. That's a creative player. Then if it's not fast in the system.
So City
bro.
No. City's going to buy Neymar.
No.
You will buy him. You don't be surprised if he buys him. He likes to buy the league.
Learn from Chelsea. Sorry,
no,
boss.
you don't learn from Chelsea after you have everybody.
Sorry, boss.
But yeah. All right. So that's it for today, boss. You understand?
By the way, before you go, just want to say big up to Arsenal. I mean, big up. Talk about my team. Big up, we're going on. I mean, Anil, can you believe it, Anil? Chelsea, with all that money, Arsenal is 1 point behind Chelsea. 1 point. I'm just saying, big, massive. And the next, let's say it. So anyway, have a nice
Look at this dude in the back row. Look at this guy with the ball, Arsenal ball in the back row. Look at this guy. You know, it would be so Arsenal if you guys just lose your last 3 games and don't make top 4.
Wouldn't be surprised.
If you lose to Tottenham and then just lose the last 2 games and don't make top 4, and then now Bruce, in all his happiness, becomes sad.
Anyway.
We have Everton fighting relegation battle, and Newcastle, who's the only teams they lost to are Chelsea, Liverpool, and now City. Since January.
So you have a wounded dog and a rising star.
I will need a draw against Spurs. I'm thinking it's over. One Spurs, the most win game for Spurs. After win 4 points with 2 games ago.
Going for third.
I may be comfortable with you winning that match. I'm comfortable. Because I cannot bet $10 on Edward Mendy. Right? So if I see Kepa in the goal, then you lose. But yeah, man. Once again, thanks, bro.
Man.
I understand. Where's it, Bruce?
Yeah, man. All right. Listen, anytime I find a play better than Bernard Lingo, see? All right, take it easy. All right, cool.